Ladies and gentlemen, this is not scary.
Maureen climbed down from the chair. There's no need to be sarcastic, Henry. Maybe it is a new discovery, but it's still a goddamn cockroach, and they frighten me. I know, honey, and that's why I'm gonna phone the exterminator just as soon as I get in a week. Maureen smiled and ran over to him on tiptoe. "Oh," she giggled, "a bug with our name on it. Isn't it exciting?" "Yeah," said Henry, surrendering to his wife's hugs. "It's a thrill a minute. Now, where are my pants?" It was 10 a.m. when Henry finally got through to the pest control company.
"Hello, Mr. Sandman. Jerry speaking. How can I help you?"
"Yeah," said Henry. "What's been keeping you so long? I've been trying to get through for the last half an hour."
"Oh, we're very busy, sir. There's an awful lot of bug problems in the city right now. Probably the weather. Bugs like the warm weather."
"Yeah, well, they're sure enjoying themselves in my apartment. I found one taking a swim in my breakfast cereal this morning."
"Okay, I take it we're talking about cockroaches here."
"Yes, we are. In an apartment that you supposedly make bug-proof with that roach seal crap of yours."
A roach seal is guaranteed to repel roaches where it's applied, sir, but you know it has to be renewed every year. How long you had it?
"You put it in 3 months ago."
Did you get the full coverage? Doors, air vents, drains?
"Yeah, we got the full coverage."
Well, then you're roach sealed.
"So how did he get in? Was he wearing a disguise? A mustache?"
Well, Mr. Cockroaches are smart things, you know. They find a way. Maybe you got roaches in the walls and they found a crack somewhere."
"Yeah, and got past the roach seal. What the hell is the point of roach seal if it doesn't work?"
"Hey, we didn't decorate the whole of your apartment with that stuff, you know. We just do the obvious access points."
"Yeah, well, my apartment doesn't have any cracks. It must have come in to spite the roach seal."
Hey, I seriously doubt that. Roach seal repels roaches. They can't go near it. It's chemicals. What a face full of ammonia is to us, roach seal is to bugs. When they come up against it, they just turn around and go someplace else."
"Oh yeah? Well, tell that to the bug I found this morning. He didn't seem too repelled. In fact, he didn't seem to be a cockroach at all. I think I got a new species."
"Don't tell me,"
said Jerry.
"It's invisible."
Henry sat bolt upright. "How do you know that?"
We had a lot of calls in the last 24 hours of people saying they got invisible or camouflage cockroaches. We're rushed off our feet down here with invisible bugs.
"What, so you already know about 'em?" said Henry, failing to keep the disappointment from his voice.
"Yeah, we're calling it the chameleon bug. It might have been a new species yesterday, but today it's old news."
"Is that so?"
"Yes, sir."
Jerry chuckled.
You know, cockroaches are amazing creatures. They're very adaptable. It's like eventually they evolve defenses to whatever we put in their way. They just get tougher. You gotta admire them, really.
"Wait a minute," said Henry. "Are you telling me these admirable sons of bitches have evolved a way around your roach seal? Is that what you're saying? 'Cause I paid a fortune for that shit."
No, not yet anyways. But one day, yeah, they're bound to. No, you're the first person with roach seal we've heard from. You're an isolated incident.
"Good, 'cause I want one of your guys to come around to my isolated incident and redo that roach seal treatment for free, as per your guarantee."
"Oh, well, hold on a second, sir,"
said Jerry.
"If you've only got one insect, that's not exactly an infestation."
"Hey, I'm talking about the one bug I can see. I don't even want to think about the ones I can't."
"But..."
"No buts, buddy. I know my rights. I got a bug that don't care nothing for your roach seal pinned down on a slice of toast back home, and if I don't get satisfaction, I'll be taking it and your contract to my lawyer first thing tomorrow morning. And believe me, chameleon, bug or not, he will see it. Jerry sighed.
Okay, where do you live?
8209 34th Avenue, apartment G32 on the 3rd floor.
Huh, right. I should have guessed. You know, you're right in the middle of this thing. Nearly all the calls we've had are from your neighborhood. I got a couple of guys working over there in your building right now. Come to think of it, I haven't heard from them all morning. That's weird.
Yeah, well, it's like I told you. The bugs are camouflaged. Maybe your guys just can't find them.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Anyway, the roach seal you have would explain why you haven't needed to call us sooner. Normally when a building goes down with bugs like this, everybody knows about it.
Yeah, well, we're clean-living people. If more people live like us, maybe we wouldn't have a bug problem in this city.
Yeah, and people like me would be out of business,
said Jerry.
Okay, we'll get someone out there just as soon as possible to redo your roach seal and kill your bug.
Okay, thanks a lot. Henry hung up and looked out of the window. He thought of the chameleon roach swimming around in his cornflakes and shuddered. Admire 'em? Phew. He shook his head. Admire 'em my ass. It was just after noon when the doorbell rang. Maureen had been curled up on the couch with her feet tucked protectively beneath her all morning. Henry had rung after speaking to the pest control people and told her that the exterminator would be round sometime today. He'd explained that they were at the centre of a bug outbreak, which accounted for the screams she'd been hearing in the building all morning. It was comforting to know that she wasn't the only person who'd been standing on her dining chairs. She pressed the mute button on the TV remote and Jerry Springer fell silent. She looked down at the carpet to see if the pattern was moving at all. She leaned closer to get a better look. When she was convinced it was bug-free, she lowered her slippered feet to the floor. Then, cautiously, eyes down all the way, she made her way to the front door. She looked through the tiny convex lens of the peephole. Outside, a man stood in a blue boiler suit and cap. At last, the exterminator. She sighed with relief, slipped the chain, and opened the door. "Thank God you're here," she cried. "I don't know if my husband told you, but you're up against a new kind of bug here today." She stood aside and beckoned him into the apartment. The exterminator said nothing. He was standing in the shadows of the hall, looking down at the floor. He was probably looking for bugs, thought Maureen. The exterminator took a slow, unsteady step over the threshold. "It's okay," said Maureen. "I checked the floor already. We're okay there. Come on, let me show you." She turned and led the way into the apartment. "We first saw him here." Maureen pointed to the kitchen table. "My husband found one swimming in his cornflakes. But the weird thing? You couldn't see it. Well, not clearly, anyway." She turned to the exterminator and revealed the astonishing truth. Because the bug was camouflaged. The exterminator swayed slightly, his head still lowered. "Oh." Maureen sounded disappointed. "He told you already, huh?" The exterminator continued to inspect the carpet. Maureen looked closely at him. Was he drunk? What were those dark, wet stains on his overalls? "Are you okay?" she asked, her head on one side as she tried to fathom his condition. Slowly, the exterminator raised his head, and in that moment, Maureen finally figured out the man's problem. She screamed. It was 7 o'clock in the evening when Henry stepped into the elevator of his building. He'd had a lousy day. He was tired, hungry. All he wanted was a beer and whatever Maureen had managed to cook for dinner. What he didn't want was to find her still on a chair, or worse, you never knew with bugs, to find the place sealed up with tape and a skull and crossbones on the door due to fumigation. The elevator came to a rest at the 3rd floor, the bell pinged quietly, and the doors rolled open. Henry stepped out and sniffed.